Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the 2011 comedy film The Change Up. This stars Ryan Reynolds, Jason Bateman, Leslie Mann, Olivia Wilde, a bunch of other people are in this. This is a movie that came out in 2011. Here we are in 2021, 10 years later. This movie was hysterical 10 years ago. I remember laughing my ass off watching this. But 10 years later, here we are now, I'm watching it again. I cringe. And I say that because, and I did a review recently on another comedy film. I can't remember the name of it, but I said, I'm going to repeat myself. Certain jokes that are said in comedy films at a certain time period represent the time period. That things you could say and get away with and not have repercussions. But now you can't say things. It's how it works. It's how PC works, political correctness works. You either adapt or die. So, like Ryan Reynolds calls someone a fag in this movie. And I'm like, what happened? But this is 2011. Like, there's gay jokes, there's a retarded joke, there's a Down syndrome joke, there's womanizing jokes constant. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is hard to watch. Now, I love Ryan Reynolds, but it's hard for me to watch him play this douchebag character and laugh at what this douchebag is doing and saying, because 10 years ago, I laughed my ass off. And it's weird because you can't do that anymore. That's not a thing you should say. Those are things you should have never said, gotten away with saying, but you cannot do or say those things in this day and age. For instance, Ralph Lauren, right, just dropped a pro golfer whose name I don't know, but I remember it circulated the news very recently, within a day or two. I'm recording this January 18th, 2021. This is when I'm recording this. Who, like, called one of the other players a faggot, like, on the pitch. And Ralph Lauren immediately dropped him. Immediately. And the golfer, like, apologized, and he's like, I'm so embarrassed, I should have never said that. And Ralph Lauren's like, no, like, you do not represent our brand. It's unfortunate that you said this, but we cannot associate with you for saying such a derogatory and homophobic slur. Now, good for Ralph Lauren. I'm so proud. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to see all these banks and high corporate businesses dropping Republican after Republican after Republican for all the ridiculous sedation insurrection nonsense that stemmed January 6th up until now. I'm so happy that people are facing repercussions for their actions, right? It's not a matter of cancel culture. It's a matter of repercussion for your action. That's how this goes, right? So, but my point with that Ralph Lauren dropping a pro golfer for calling someone a faggot on the screen, and you can't say these words anymore. So it took me off guard when Ryan turned to a character and he said fag. And I'm like, wait, what? He's not right. He's not British. He's not referencing a cigarette. Like, it was strange. Like, I didn't enjoy this movie watching it now because you're in that PC mindset where you can't say certain things anymore. And I remember laughing 10 years ago at this movie. So it's strange. It's very strange. It's a strange place we're in right now when it comes to TV and film when you're looking back at it. And I thought it was a one-off when I talked about whatever film it was a little while ago that said the same thing. Like, you can't gay jokes are not a thing anymore. You don't do that anymore. And I don't remember what movie it was, but I remember saying the same kind of thing. But it's weird. Like, the plot is a good, body switching plot. One friend wants the other friend's life, and they have each other's life for a bit, and they have to, because they peed in a fountain and wished, I wish I had your life. And then they had to find the fountain again because it moved into a mall, and then they peed again, saying, I wish I had my old life back, and they got their old lives back. But they learned growth and development and all that wonderful things. It's a Freaky Friday scenario. It's a great body switching movie in that sense, but it's hard to watch now because the dialogue doesn't represent the current culture. I think that makes sense. Has anyone seen The Change Up recently? Has anyone been, like, creeped out by it from exactly what I just said. Like we don't say these things anymore. It's not a thing. Um, yeah, I feel icky. I feel icky just talking about it. It's unfortunate. Long live Ryan. Leslie Mann doing a crying scene is so much fun, and I say that because every time she cries, it's either in a funny way or in a very sad way. But she's a great crier. She's a great crier. She's gross. She's got stuff coming out of her nose. Like she's all slimy in the mouth. Like she's a great crier. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of Leslie. My favorite Leslie Mann movie, hands down, without a doubt, is The Other Woman. Hands down, without a doubt, with Cameron Diaz and what the hell's the other girl's name? I don't remember the other girl's name, but that was my favorite. That's my favorite performance that she's in. That's fun. Yeah. Who the hell's the other girl? She's with Jason Statham. I feel like an idiot. Absolute idiot. I need to sleep. Okay. And that's it. Mucho mahalo.